After the words from us kids segment ends, the next episode begins. Written by Kathy Woe and storyboarded by Saro, and directed by Greg Bailey, and the other people who were responsible for creating this episode. Mr. Ratburn announces that school pictures are scheduled.
What? Now? Well, I can't have my picture taken in these rags.
Then why do you wear that outfit if you call them rags? But Mr. Ratburn continues saying that school pictures are scheduled for next Thursday afternoon, and not this very second.
For next Thursday afternoon. That should give you plenty of time to change your clothes, Miss Crossfire.
Hey, Mr. Ratburn! And yeah, that should give her plenty of time to wear something else besides wearing the same old outfit every single day. Right? As Muffy sits down, they all look over to Arthur, all aware of his ability to break the fourth wall to an audience in another dimension, which is us. He gives out a few tips to help you out with school pictures. Tip number 1. Don't drink 6 cans of soda, or else this happens. 6 cans? Let's calculate that. The soda that the characters usually drink is Sarasota, which resembles Coca-Cola. And if you look it up and Google it, you get this calculator, which is cool, and Sarasota might have no caffeine in it. I just added 12 more calories. Now multiply that by 6 and you get 900 calories? Why, Buster? Why that many? Tip number 2. Don't rub your feet on the carpet and sit in a metal chair. Or else you'll get this funny photo to document this moment. Tip number 3. Don't wear a flower if you have allergies. Or else this happens. Then the title card appears showing that this is going to be Francine's episode, and that she is given the spotlight for her first time. It starts out during a kickball game. The 3rd graders versus the 4th graders. And it looks like the game is tied. I'm not sure exactly. I haven't played kickball in years. But that's what it looks like. Buster tells Arthur that it's impossible to beat them, because the kids that they're playing against are a grade ahead of them. But then Arthur tells them to pass the ball to Francine to help them win. Their secret plan. Arthur pitches the ball, the 4th grader kicks it, hitting Arthur in the face, sending him and his glasses flying into the air. That's gonna leave a mark. Francine is about to get the ball, but Buster forgets about the plan Arthur reminded them earlier and crashes into Francine, making her miss the ball. That's gonna leave a mark. Francine gets up and manages to get the ball and tag the 4th grader out, making them win the game. Next scene, the door slowly magically opens to the girls' bathroom where Prunella and Muffy girl talks about what they are going to wear for school pictures. Then Muffy brags that she's going to get new shoes and a dress. Well, that's nice. I can't wait to see you wear them. The magical girls' bathroom door stays open somehow for some reason as Francine enters all roughed up and filthy from the game as she brags that her team beaten the 4th graders and that she tagged one of them. Francine washes her hands and the water going down the drain turns black. This surprises Prunella. Muffy then asks Francine what she will be wearing to school pictures, but Francine doesn't care. But Muffy widens Francine's mind by saying that she will have the prettiest picture of all, leading to Muffy brushing Francine's hair as Francine stares at her reflection, daydreaming herself as a beauty queen. But that ends quickly as Muffy's hairbrush ends up stuck in Francine's messy hair. I can relate. Muffy encourages Francine to go along with this plan, leading to the next scene to Francine opening her cluttered closet, revealing a pink dress hidden in the back. Muffy encourages Francine to put it on. Francine ends up wearing over her usual outfit she always wears. Muffy tells Francine to close her eyes as she works her magic. Or something unworldly with Francine's hair growing a few inches longer somehow. Muffy gets a better idea and calls her hairstylist Flossie. Muffy asks Flossie if she could bring Francine to her appointment. and Flossie approves. She tells Francine that it's all set and to meet her tomorrow afternoon at the salon de beauté. The next day they both meet at the beauty salon, and Francine's hair is short again. Francine doesn't want to go in there, but Muffy brings her secret weapon, which is a photo of Francine from last year's school pictures, to show her just in case Francine chickens out on this plan. Francine gets defeated from the muddy photo of her past self and drags herself into the beauty parlor. Muffy is greeted graciously by Flossie and then by 3 other stylists who take her away, leaving Francine all alone. Flossie puts Francine in a chair, literally, taking her picture without asking first, and using the magic of the computer to create hairstyles and hair accessories and clothing and music for each one. Francine asks for something more normal and is satisfied with the first result, but she doesn't want too much hairspray. This is an unusual beauty parlor and refers hairspray to sauce. I've always wondered why she said that. I still do. Afterwards, Francine's hair is placed in curlers, while underneath one of those hairdryer thingies, as Flossie promised Francine that she will wake up as the girl of her dreams. With the power of her Rapunzel hair, she is able to defy the rules of hair and the rules of kickball. But it's a dream, so it shouldn't make that much sense. While Francine is enjoying her dream, Muffy tries to wake her up. When I was little, I always thought that the reason why Francine's hair looked so different is because she was in the hairdryer thingy for too long and was too busy dreaming to hear Muffy trying to wake her up. But I was wrong. Anyway, Francine doesn't get the hairstyle she wanted because her hair is too short. I blame Flossie for being too over the clouds for thinking that she was able to give Francine that hairstyle. But it might have been the computer's fault. In this part, it is proven that Flossie is a vampire from her lack of reflection showing in the mirror. Then Francine pays her own hairstyling bill. But this is unfair. Francine didn't want to do this in the first place. Muffy kind of blackmails Francine into doing it. Francine didn't get the hairstyle she wanted. Muffy should be paying for this, not Francine. An expensive hair bill better have a discount for the hairstyles not giving what the customer wanted, because I can't read cartoon scribble handwriting or even money from the audience perspective. But I doubt it since this whole scenario is unfair. While Francine mourns about not getting a new soccer ball, Muffy begins to give Francine tips about hair care. Number 1, you can't ride your bike. Number 2, you can't swim. Number 3, you can't ride in convertibles. Number 4, and wear protective headgear in the rain. Number 5, you can't lie down. I'm guessing going to sleep is going to be a problem.
Honey, Arthur called to remind you about the kickball game tomorrow.
Which brings us to hair tip number 6.
Oh, I forgot. Absolutely no kickball.
Francine is horrified by that idea. Muffy mentions her secret weapon to Francine, and Francine gives in. The next scene shows Arthur and Buster running down the hallway, kicking and chasing a crumpled up ball and being boys. Typical. Their fun ends as Muffy, standing next to the locker, squashes the paper ball into a crumpled up piece of paper. Then she teleports away from the lockers to the other side of Francine. This scares Arthur and Buster, and not for the fact that 2 girls that look different from what they usually look like staring down at them with deadly death stares. The horror shortly ends as Francine asks a simple question about her luck. Before Arthur could come up with an answer, Buster breaks the tension and they both fall down and start laughing like idiots. Typical. During lunch, a bobby pin slingshots out of her hair, making Buster duck. Buster makes fun of her as Brain replies back to him with his first words, indicating his smart personality to the audience for the first time. Francine gets angry, and before she begins a food fight by squirting ketchup on those 2, Muffy stops Francine and ends up getting ketchup onto Francine's pink dress. But Muffy blames Francine, and for me, since a very young age, I always blamed Muffy for that stain. And I still do. Later, Arthur is told the bad news that Francine isn't able to play kickball, for the sake of being perfect for school pictures. Arthur tries to convince Francine to play, because they are playing against the 4th graders again and that they are going to get killed by them if Francine doesn't participate in the game. And Muffy answers him by saying this.
Good.
Arthur gives them
I oughta slug you
gesture before walking away. I think he's gesturing it to Francine, but I like to believe that he is gesturing it to Muffy. As he talks to Buster as the kickball game begins, They accept that they're going to lose the game. Buster gives Arthur a positive attitude that they don't need Francine in order to win. But then it quickly shows that they do need her. Their team begins to lose gradually to 2-0. Francine is upset about this, clearly. Muffy doesn't care and tell her that she can't play kickball ever again unless she wants to look nice. Prunella explains that kickball is pointless as she's watching kickball. I don't get why they don't leave and do something else. Anyway, Prunella's dots for eyes turn into regular eyes as the kickball is flying right at them. This gives Francine the confidence to grab the ball and join the game. Francine runs around the bases and slides to home, but there was no necessary need for that since the ball is long gone and forced somewhere. But this is just a plot convenience to get Francine all messy for her school picture later on that afternoon. Francine tells Muffy that she doesn't like being perfect and like the way that she used to look like, and used to be. Buster, next in line to get his photo taken, says the most funniest thing that reference back to the beginning of the episode.
Remember me? I'm the one who burped.
Buster leaves, and he's probably upset that the photographer doesn't remember him. Poor Buster. He deserves a hug. Arthur's next, and the flash reflects off his glasses and Arthur gets blinded by the light. And it also creates a cool photo. Muffy tries to convince Francine not to get her photo taken. After Arthur walks off, still blind from the aftermath of the camera flash as sparkles float in front of him, Francine breaks free from Muffy's grip and has her imperfect picture taken with full confidence of who she is. Muffy gets a bad photo taken because of Francine. Then wait, where's her new dress? Where are her new shoes? Same with Prunella. Where's her new dress? This doesn't make any sense. We were promised these things earlier on in the episode, and this is not fulfilled. How come? I guess it will remain a mystery forever and ever. During the next scene, which is either the next day or the next week or something, Muffy throws away her photo in a magical empty trash can that appears to have paper inside in the next scene. Muffy and Francine are back to normal. Then Muffy gives Francine the advice to burn that picture. Francine doesn't want to and likes it, reflecting on one of the smudges on her face in the photo. Muffy smiles at the smudge Francine's pointing at, and then Arthur comes by as Francine hides her photo behind her back as he asks her to trade photos with him. When they do, they give each other brief compliments about them. Muffy announces that she has given up to Francine and walks away saying to her that she will never be anything like herself. I guess that was her plan all along, to turn Francine similar to herself. And then they both run outside to play some kickball. This episode isn't perfect, and that's okay. That was the moral of the episode story, and that it's okay to be imperfect. Not comparing the animation to the other episode previously, it starts out well, getting to the point of the episode that picture day is coming up soon, and sharing what Muffy's personality is like to the audience. All the funny pictures being taken moments are hilarious. Then it ends. Just like that. There are a bunch of flaws here and there that can be easily missable if you don't look closely at them, but they are still there and can be easily seen. In conclusion, this episode will be graded with a C+.
I knew it.
Like I said before, this episode isn't perfect, but it's alright.
Really?
Stay tuned next time as I will begin reviewing the next episode.
Oh, that Francine.